vast. We only have a very short, bit of that we can perceive, from infrared to ultraviolet. That's about it. And there are more and more and more and more, both sides, and more. So arwahs are everywhere. We are actually walking in a field of fire without it manifesting. Same thing with the ruh. It doesn't manifest unless the right soil for it occurs. Generally in the womb, but soon you'll be able to do it in any laboratory, situation. So our human consciousness evolving to a point where we come truly to act within the appropriate limitations that is possible on our tiny little earth. One little planet in a small little system of our sun and its environment, and with the galaxy, one of billions of galaxies, ever expanding. So we must accept the fact that you and I are endowed with amazing ability, because we are in between the vastness, the infinitude of heavens, and the tininess and the smallness of the earth. Middle people. All great religions base their teachings on being middle people. We are also a middle, between birth and death, between the infinite and the most finite. If you manage to enter into silence, then you are touching the zone where you really are, which is boundless consciousness. We are all conditioned consciousness. Your family, your childhood, your genes, your epigenetic, this and that, upbringing, your religion, we're conditioned. We're yearning to get out, non-conditional. Do you love me unconditionally? The poor woman, she made a mistake, she said yes. Give her really a stab with something. I didn't think you'll do that. No, but you did. I didn't know who I am. 1 minute I'm a gangster, 1 minute I'm very gentle, very nice. Says, if I want something from you, I come very nice. When I want to, what is this? Because we have not been recalibrated by higher consciousness, God consciousness, transcendent state. You're only acting from your miserable little mind. What you like, what you dislike, what you up and down. But I am certain we're coming, we globally, mankind, to a point in life where higher consciousness is being touched by many people from different backgrounds. The emancipation of women the last 50 years also has contributed considerably towards what I'm saying. See, it was very much a patriarchal thing, and men went around strutting themselves as though they were like peacocks. Awful. And the miserable mothers, especially if they were unhappy, they pumped into them also all kinds of illusions. So he ends up being an idiot, full of ego and arrogance, really. Thank God now, women say, what the hell do you think you are? Good. So we are globally coming to a zone in life where you have to be accountable, where you have to respect any being on anything that is alive, respect of living. It has in it divinity. It has in it the divine touch. And then you find everything around you improves, because then you are acknowledging the majesty of Allah, the beauty of Allah, the power of Allah. And you are humbled as a human being, and in a way inwardly proud and in glorification as a plug of life. That's our deen. If you begin to read the Quran with that as your lens, you will find every aspect of duality reconditioned, replaced, repositioned as an aspect of unity. So that's what the Quran says. Where is it that Allah is not? Where is it that is not so? Timelessness. We need to practice to transcend the limitations of space and time to the boundless and timeless regularly. If you are a practicing Muslim, then at least 5 times a day, so it becomes 20 times a day, so it becomes with every breath. It doesn't need effort anymore. Initially, you need to make an effort. Where is it? What's 3, turn left? Eventually, after a while, it becomes natural. After a while, this is who you really are. You are a spark of the divine light that is cosmic. After that, then you do the little you can. Take what you need, but be careful here where the deen becomes necessary, where the prophetic path becomes essential. What is needed by you? Okay, more this one. See, more is also cancer. You will have no time anymore for this magnificent gift of re-entry into the perfect zone of eternity. You're too busy. Too much email, too much. I don't have time anymore, you say. I don't have. Why did you put yourself in this? Because you wanted to be popular. No time. Or you're so insecure, so you just want this abstract power called money. It is a means of exchange. It's a store of value. But you become obsessed by it. Until if you're intelligent enough, so how much of it do I need? Leave it in Fort Knox or in the spurious lie of a bank. It's now tiny electronic bips. Take what you need. You will be amazed how Allah provides for you what you really need according to His knowledge of what your needs are. Not to your ideas of what I need. Because the so-called you, your nafs, is a shadow of your ruh. And your ruh knows it is divine. So this shadow, which is just a moving thing, shadow, so darkness, wants to have infinite you. Allahu Akbar. It is Allahu Akbar, not you. It doesn't mean you will be a trash now. No. You're content in what you have in this moment. And this moment is infinite. If you ride on the back of the moment, timeless. You need to really have that spiritual fun. Otherwise you end up like many heavy religious people, they're grim. What sort of a path is that? It is grim if it doesn't liberate you and makes you really laugh in your heart at first. Then later all your organs laugh and even your face. That's correct. Yeah. I've been very fortunate in my life to have seen how much so-called religious people become a barrier to religions, and how much in our time those people who are sensitive enough, they say the Muslims in fact are the deterrents of the light of Rasulullah. So will the Christians say the same thing. So will everybody else, So will all the Buddhists, it's the same. Don't you think that we are special and exclusive? No. Once the thing is structured, then it has a hierarchy, then the noise they make covers up the light that is emitting from it. So I'd like to share with you a very short surah of Quran so we conclude, because it's simple. It doesn't need 50 years of studies. It needs you and I be given a notice that you are going to live for 5 minutes only. During this 5 minutes, if you don't wake up, it's too late. You have all the time more businesses. If it is not body ache, if it is not mental, emotional ache, it's not, no, they didn't love me. I've been fired from. Good luck, you've been fired, good. Have a holiday now. It is a good time. Now go. Read it. You sit there miserable. Why do you want to be loved? You're already loved by your ruh. Because you are a kid and a child grows by seeing outside, wanting to match the inside feeling with the outside also, good and the bad. So it's a matching process. For how long you want to be matched? So that is why for the people who are truly awake, their celebration is the day of their leaving their body. It's called their urs. This is not a funny tradition, something of some Sufi goofies. You now have no option other than being at one with the one and only one. So that is for you union. The other unions you have had in life were trial runs. A parent, well, she was nice and young and so on and intelligent. Stayed there for 60 years until she goes on walking sticks. Really, did I love this one? Do a fast forwarding thing, few hundred years, few thousand years. What's 1,000 years between friends? Really? So fast forward, fast backward. You find the now is the most magnificent gift. The instant. No past, no future. The presence encompasses all. But as a human, I have a bit of the past, because that is what produced the present moment. And the present is going to also help in the future. So we are caught in between, juggling it. But stop it every now and then. You'll be amazed. Everything improves, your health, your wealth, everything. But the thing is to watch out as you become more religious or more spiritual or more Sufi or whatever name you give it. Watch out with religious arrogance or materialism. It's very ugly. Instead of you being humble, enjoying your life, you become now a personality. Everybody must come. Run away. Real Muslims, by real I mean those who know there is none other than the one, occur all over the world in spite of the Muslims. And I'm not there to run down the Muslims. No, everybody struggles. But once you care about reputation, about name, reputation is important for people to know who is worthy of respect or not. But once you yourself consider yourself worthy, then woe be to that. Didn't you know who I am? Do you know who you are? If you know you are light, then you don't worry about the shadow. Enjoy it, be alive. We have a most magnificent gift in the Quran. So I want to read a short surah. Come on, my fake murid, tell me what surah. Choose a short surah. Don't worry, you make enough mistakes in life, so don't worry.
Any surah, Shaykh?
Any surah, short surah, go on. And read it for me. Read it.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Wal-asr, innal insana lafi khusr, illa alladhina amanu wa amilu salihat, wa tawasaw bil haqq, wa tawasaw bis sabr.
Brilliant. At all times, no matter where you go, this entity, this human being, which is the culmination of millions of years of evolution, is confused. And he will be at a loss. You will always lose in business. You will always lose something, gain something. Always up and the down, and continues like that. Also, if you hadn't wakened up before you die, you will lose all by death. And if you are wealthy, you find about 20 people waiting there for you to die. You see, because as you get older, you become more mean, more in control. You see, I am in charge. You're playing God. You see. So it says at all times, human beings, as humans, will be at a loss. But are you only a human? You're also a divine light. You are a shadowy self and a soul. So, إِلَّا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا. Now it tells you how to get out of this box of loss. Trust. You can't move without trust or faith or belief. What is hope other than that? If I do this, I do that, it will work out all right. So it is an aspect of ongoingness of life on earth. That's why question of security, safety is essential. People will not start working. They won't build a house. They won't, because it will be stolen. Safety, security is vital as a fundamental for people to excel. Why do you excel? Because there is nothing more perfect than your own soul. So as a self, you want to excel. You want to be shown. You say, look at me, look, I did it. Good. But did you discover your own soul? That is the ultimate, you see. Amanu, amn means at peace, content. And then once you are that, content that the Creator is cosmic. There is no spot or a time or a place that He is not there already. What a gift. I can't be in greater hands than that. Amanu. Well, then, once you have trust, then you have to do your best. As a human, full of mistakes, full of fear, full of anxiety, full of uncertainty. But you do your best. Amal al-Salihat is a key issue for evolution in spiritual sense, in biological sense, in health sense. So you do your utmost. You do your best and leave the rest. Otherwise you will fall into the anxiety, and there will be hundreds of doctors willing to kill you faster through anxiety pills or depression, whatever. So do your best. Think right, hope right, act right, plan right. Do your best. Ask for help also. Others may be better skilled than you. Learn from them. Be an apprentice all the time. I have been an apprentice for the last 50 years of my life for those who perfected the art of transcending the lower self. That is a huge skill. Wherever he or she, they can sit, switch off. Well, there are a lot of shadows coming and going, and everybody thinks they are important. That's fine, nothing wrong. So, as an early student, soon after they were still suffering from the bombs and things of the war in England. So there was hardly any food. There was hardly any friendship. People were grim, you see. And after a few days in this hostel, I felt very lonely. I grew up in a big household, all the time people coming and going. So I made a mistake of telling a neighbor that, can I just talk to you for a few minutes? He said, what's wrong? They don't even say hello. See, like the Swedes, after 3 weeks in the forest, you meet one person and he avoids you by 20 meters in case they disturb your peace, Anyway, so soon the other people in that hostel knew that they said, look, there's a lonely chap. For the next 2-3 days, I had to begin to avoid them. There is generosity. People want to help. Because helping others, you get out of your nafs, out of your own shaitanic box. So you have help. So, amalu salihat, do your best and leave the rest. وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالْحَقِّ. Look, there is truth. And you are here subject to that truth. You are here by courtesy of the truth. And that truth is timeless, spaceless. Already it's light in your heart, so wake up. وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالْحَقِّ وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالصَّبْرِ. The issue of sabr is a very key one. That's why also the surah ends up with that. Means timelessness. Patience is timelessness. Khidr tells Musa, I knew you will never be patient. How can you be patient on something that you did not know? It's nature. How can you? It's true. Once you know the nature of something, that look, it's going to take 6 months for the tree to grow. Or it's going to take whatever. So you say, all right, now we wait for the 3 years. The 2-year-old baby girl will need another 20 years before she is ready for the idea of marriage and so on. And then another 20 years before he or she regrets it also. And so on and so on. It carries on like that. But they pretend, they keep pictures on the thing. No, it wasn't really so. It wasn't as bad as. So, وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالصَّبْرِ. What is 2,000 years, 50,000 years? 4.5 billion years. Stop it. The Quran defies you, says, وَلَقَدْ عَلِمْتُمُ النَّشْأَةَ الْأُولَى. And certainly you were given the knowledge of pre-creation, of the moment that creation began. It's in us. But have you found somebody who has traveled to that point? Because their travel is only from one crisis to the next, one day to the next. Oh, you don't know what happened to her. Oh, you didn't know what happened to her. Thank God I didn't know. Go somewhere else. Oh, you didn't hear? Oh, no. Oh, my granddaughter slipped and her beautiful slipper became muddy. Why. And you didn't know? No, my husband died. Did you expect him to live for 1,000 years? No, but it was all of a sudden. What do you mean all of a sudden? You're hanging on air, but you're not aware. We're not alive. And we think you live. So the most important thing is transcending the limitations of the nafs. We postpone. Tomorrow, one more biryani until you blow up with biryanis. So it is the ultimate, if you like. It is the most hilarious thing. But people are people. You never know how people suddenly turn. A shock here and there. Suddenly you say, no. Right. It happens. People whom I never expected will get out of the full throttle of power mongering, money making. Suddenly there is something. You never know. So that's why Allah keeps us not judging as though it is final. You can never tell. So go with trust and do your best within that. Imagine any minute you may die, any day. One of the great practices in our tradition is that. The last thing at night, what did you do today? How many people did you help? Somebody you don't know, something. Feed the bird, feed the thing, or you can never tell. Just be kind, be gentle. Allah has been kind to you. You've been given all this chance to reflect upon reflect upon reflect. It's very important for us, especially as Muslims, to refine and fine-tune our humanity. Without humanity at its pinnacle, you will not resonate with divinity, which is always a pinnacle. That's all. And then you find life is wonderful. You leave it now, it's great. You stay longer, it is wonderful. And you're aware of it. You're in a most magnificent, joyful, contented, cheerful way. Thank you very much. Thank you for being here. And now you can go and buy each one of you a carpet from the Rabat. So he gets cheerful also. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum. He wants to say something. No.